Hi everyone, this is Alex Sangha, and today on my YouTube channel, which is all about identity, mental wellness, and spirituality, we are going to talk about the justice system. The justice system is an integral part of democracy. Without justice, you can't really have law and order and function. You need to have the trust of the people to want to be participants in the democracy and to have faith in their society. I'm looking at our prison system, our court system, our legal system, our police system, and what do I see? I see an overrepresentation of Indigenous people in prison. In the United States, there's many Latino people, there's many Black people that are overrepresented in the prison. There's systemic racism, there's systemic oppression, there is systemic problems within our judicial system. But bringing it back to Canada, where I am living here in Metro Vancouver, I'm going to talk about access to the justice system. One of the major problems we face is the cost of legal fees. Legal fees are $250 to $450 an hour Canadian. How is anyone supposed to afford that? That is more than a day's wages for a lot of people who are working minimum wage, who are poor, who are working class, who are middle class. I'm going to give you two examples. I had one friend who was fighting for custody of his 2-3-year-old son. He spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. He's currently over $13,000 in debt just to get the basic right to have custody for his son, and he has no choice but to sell his assets, to sell his property, to get enough money to fight for the right to see his son. How is the average person supposed to get access to these kind of funding dollars to fight for something which is so fundamental for them? And then you can take the situation of someone that I know who is very dear to me. She was fighting for child custody, but she qualified for legal aid. The legal aid system is so overwhelmed. The workers, the legal aid lawyers have so many cases. They just cannot represent and do justice to your case. So this person that I'm talking about never got any justice. They were in the legal system for over 10 years, and the father of the children never had to pay child support. The person just declared bankruptcy even though they had the money and they were moving it around to their other relatives. They went to jail instead of paying child support. I'm not saying that all legal aid lawyers are not capable or they're incompetent. I'm just saying the system is overwhelmed, they're overworked. And the people in this society that have the money, they have access to the top lawyers and they have the best defense and the best prosecution or whatever the situation involves. The legal system is really skewed in favor of the rich. The only people who really have access to justice is the rich. Everyone else is at a disadvantage. And how can you base a democracy based on that? And there's so many other problems with the legal system. It's not just the cost of legal fees and how overburdened the legal aid system is. The legal system is so complex. You cannot just go and defend yourself and go before a court of law and defend yourself and find justice. Chances are you're not going to understand the justice system or the legal system, and you will not have proper legal representation. Is this really fair? And the other thing is there's so many court fees and people can't afford to pay all these court fees. And the worst thing about the legal system is the delays. It can literally take years and years and years to make a simple decision or a relatively simple decision because the whole legal system is backlogged. So when you look at all these issues, I ask yourself, do people have access to justice? And my answer to that is no. So what is a solution to this? How can we make legal fees affordable? How can we make the system of justice more accessible? And I think there needs to be some sort of programs like insurance companies covering the cost of legal fees for people so they can have it as a benefit, or the government stepping in and developing and funding more legal aid programs and hiring more legal aid lawyers. Whatever is the solution, and I don't know all the solutions, all I'm saying is that if people lose faith in the justice system and the legal aid system, then law and order is something that is going to suffer as well. In order to maintain and preserve the integrity of our democracy, we have to preserve and maintain the integrity of our justice system. And access to justice is one of the most important things you can do. So that's my conversation today on the justice system. Please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, if you just mentor and help one person in your life, then the entire world will be empowered. Yes, you can do that, and you can make that happen. Thank you. Bye-bye.